are obviously our future.
Would have loved to have a program like this when I was in high school.
There's a story behind why my mom did it the first time.
I'm excited to play in front of a crowd because it's something I've never done before.
So as a teacher, you can't be more proud than playing with your own student.
This was founded on the idea that right around high school, I started noticing that kids are getting away from the music, or they're staying quite a bit, and really wanted to make sure that there was an outlet for them that isn't traditional, that is not just schooling. So big inspiration was my son, who's an excellent cellist. He loved it, but the school environment wasn't right for him. He discovered a real love for rock, and so from that was born this whole idea that there can be a rock and roll lifestyle for even classical instruments.
I played cello for 4 years and I absolutely loved it. And I played my freshman year in high school and I fell out of love with it. So my mom's like, hey, you know what, I'm going to do this amazing thing where I'm going to get these young musicians who fell out of love with it, sort of like I did, and sort of catch them before it's too late. That's why my mom decided to do it. She asked me to MC it because I expressed the interest in public speaking last year, so I did this last year as well. And that's why I'm up here with these guys, because I like public speaking.
I like this mentoring program because it kind of shows behind the curtain regarding how much time and effort it takes to do something like this. Like, a lot of these kids had only seen the product, which is the bands themselves perform on stages and stuff, and this kind of shows the amount of effort that you're putting into a show itself of this magnitude, how much practice you got to play to refine, to sharpen your edge, to be on stage so you're not super sloppy, and how rewarding it is to see the fruits of your labor. And to perform in front of like hundreds of people is like great.
Well, I'm just hoping that I can learn a lot from this kid, you know. I'm generally terrified of children, so I'm kind of looking at this as a therapy kind of opportunity just to get it through my head that they're not all monsters, you know what I mean? So I'm just hoping to spend some time with them and not run.
There's a bad ideology joke, I've not heard it. Every single one is a hit.
All of the professionals involved adopted high school students for the month of March, and were just mentored them along, told them about how you can have a living in the music industry, even if you're not a musician. And then for the musicians who are like, man, is this the right place for me? Get them up on stage at a major venue is a great way to show them what it entails. Not only that, but we've really emphasized the need to take care of your business as a musician, selling your merchandise, promoting your own shows, selling tickets, because that's how it starts for every new musician, however talented you are.
And so when Sarah contacted me, I was super excited to get a chance to be a part of it, because I think that not only music education, well, that's important. I think there's a lot that goes on around guys, for videographers and for sound guys. All those things require a lot more than it can seem like just when you go see a show from the outside. So I think the younger you learn it, the better, the more prepared you can be and decide if you want to go through with it or not.
I think Fort Collins is a great community in general to have music. You know, with all of the bands who are working together and then all the students who are working together into one big collective is really great. And just to support each other and to encourage each other and appreciate one another's talents. We all have something different to offer. That's what it's about, man. Music's about community and bringing people together.
As a community, as a music community, we need to brand ourselves. Fort Collins talks about a lot of the talent that comes out, but also as an industry and as a scene, we band together to really brand ourselves as a legitimate music scene that produces not only great talent, but wonderful business practices. as far as like what the community effort is, it is just so important that everybody pulls together and continues to do events like this to send that consistent message of, hey, this is more than just playing an instrument, this is more than just snapping a few pictures. This is a business and you run it accordingly.
Sean and the rest of Longest Day of the Year, they're really good mentors, so I get to learn about sound checking and doing merch and doing all the important stuff, because I can do the performance part of things, but I need to learn how to interact with the audience and how to do the other behind the scenes kind of things, and that's what the main thing that I'm hoping to get out of this. And playing with a band, because I don't do that often.
One thing that has been abundantly clear this year is that the second year into it, how this has become such a unique concept, that it's not just about getting kids up and playing on stage. The business community has really rallied behind the showcase this year. We have a sponsor who's paying the majority of the stipends for the musicians. It's humbling. We had a restaurant in town, Mainline, who fed all the musicians and kids today for free. We've had Cohere Bandwidth and Downtown Artery were willing to just donate their space and their equipment. So whenever you can keep the costs down, that means it's a little bit more that we can afford to put back into the program for next year, and it's a little bit more that we can give the musicians. We're able to do almost nothing more than a stipend for them, which is a fraction of what they're worth. But thanks to Music Go Round, man, they really pitched in and made it doable.
I'm the owner of Music Go Round in Fort Collins. Been a major sponsor of the Staging Youth Showcase for 2 years now. It's our prerogative at the store to make sure we get as many people playing as possible. Music's such an important thing, and this has got to be one of the coolest mentorship programs for young musicians to get, opportunities the rest of us didn't necessarily have growing up. Last year, I'd say, was a huge success. It's something that's been really good for the kids. I think the wild part is they're not just up on stage playing. They're taking pictures. They're organizing. They're promoting. They're getting a big taste of what it's like to be a real professional musician from the get-go. It's, again, something that's just truly invaluable to somebody who plans on taking that next step into music and really committing to it as a lifetime project. I'd say last year was a success. This year is going even better. What I've seen so far is a lot of talent and a lot of great opportunities being taken advantage of.
I think this is an awesome gig and program that we're doing, because I know when I was in college, I went to college, I got educated, I thought I knew every single thing about music, and then I went into the real world and I knew nothing, and I figured out I knew absolutely nothing. And I wish I would have had something like this to know what's coming up, and then I could focus on that in college. And I think Steven now can go to college. He's planning to be on a jazz major, but then he also has like a background of what the real world is going to be like, and that's priceless. That's awesome. So I got so excited when we were going to do this gig, not only for us or Steven, just for all the high school kids that are involved, because I mean that's my job, is to inspire high school kids. So this is a big deal.
I've definitely learned more how show business works, and especially because it's something I want to do, and like music is something I want to like continue to aspire to be. It's really eye-opening on what it's like to be on stage in front of people that you don't know and everything like that.
Eli, our Blue Grama student, is taking guitar lessons with Dave, our guitar player. So we already had like a pretty solid working relationship with him, and it was a nice platform way to get him to come up and get on the stage, and big stage at the Aggie with us, and we play here. It feels pretty good, and he's amazingly talented. He just stepped right in and just got with the program. He's working on some things specifically in lessons about singing, taking a little bit more charge and stage presence, and it's hard to work on stuff like that in rehearsals alone. So we got him up on a big stage and get some bigger shoes to fill, and he's trying his best to step right in, and I think he's doing a great job so far.
Getting to know kind of how professionals do their thing with performing, getting ready, and practicing, and marketing, and everything they do. It's good to know kind of how it should be done.
Cormac with Maxwell Mudd is also Brian's guitar student, so he had been working with him for a little bit as well.
I want to learn how a real concert works and operates, and just kind of how to play with the band, and I hope to become a better guitarist too out of it.
One of my bass students did it with Maxwell Mudd, and he actually got into Berkeley this last year, so it was really awesome. So we've had a really good run of students, our students, coming into this program and getting exposure and experience, and they are moving on to the next level stuff. So it's been, I think, categorically, objectively, like meeting the goals of what we wanted in the program, and it's been really successful for us. So
it's an awesome opportunity. Again, just the whole idea of staging youth and being able to expose you know, teenagers, young kids who might not otherwise get the opportunity to play on a real stage in front of a live audience. It's a big deal, you know. When I was a teenager, I would have loved to be on a stage this big in front of people, and you know, not a lot of kids get that opportunity, so it's a cool thing. Everyone seems to be, you know, it's a good vibe. Everyone's together on this, and everyone seems to be enjoying themselves quite a bit, as it should be.
I'm so excited. So the week before the show, I always start to say, okay, here's what we're going to do next time. It's neat. I think we're going to be a little bit more into an application process. I still am going to keep it very curated. I'm going to be very picky. It's not going to be turn into too much of a kind of a juried thing. But what I'd like to do is just see it continue to grow in terms of the talent, keep really strong lineups, and then bring even more elements into the mentoring. We have not brought in any aspects of tour managing or roadies. We'd like to get the technical sound engineers involved. It is, there's just, the sky's the limit. A lot more press, a lot more interviewing out in the community. We already have KRFC on board for next year, doing a lot of things. So it's definitely excited about where it's going.